Hello everyone. In this video we will present you a learning scenario of the activity storytelling and the composition of the entire code. From the previous activity, students already know how to show and hide sprite, use conditionals, save from looks group and wait for a few seconds. In this activity, students will learn to move and size change, how to broadcast, compose the structure of the storytelling and change the background of the scene. The expected duration of the activity is 90 minutes. Students can work individually or in pairs. They will also participate in the frontal discussion. The role of the teacher is to help them and to explain the more complex parts. Now we will see the composition of the entire code. Here we can see what our project will look like when we finish it. The conversation between the three characters will be synchronized. I'm sure that many of you have heard the story of Alice in Wonderland. The story can be recreated using coding. First, we will open Prepared Project and look at sprites codes. Rabbit is talking first, but Alice and Cat get involved soon. There is no synchronization in the dialogue of the characters because of the inaccurate calculation of the times in which each of the characters talks and the lack of a timeout to wait for a character to finish his or her replies. Here we can see that synchronizing with the wait for block can lead to errors in the behavior of the characters in storytelling. Now we will open and review another project code. It is similar to the previous one, but has some new commands. Let's see. The unfamiliar commands are broadcast and when I receive. Broadcast and when I receive. Broadcast messages target all characters, but can be received by some of the characters. The broadcast and when I receive blocks requires all characters who have received the message to perform their actions, and then the actions of the sprite that sent the message continues. Both of the blocks can be found in the control group. Now we have to complete the code to be like an initial project. The story is starting with Rabbit against an introductory backdrop, moving the action into the forest where Alice is walking and wondering where she is. Her size is gradually decreasing as she moves away. Then she finds herself at the crossroads and sees the cat where they start talking. To start with introductory backdrop, we have to change stage scripts and switch to costume start. A broadcast can be used to change the stage set by the rabbit after his introductory words. So we change command broadcast with the message go to forest. Alice is not visible at the beginning, so we have to add hide block from the looks group. We are going to set coordinates to 0 and set size to 100%. When Alice receives Go to the Forest message, she is visible, so we are adding the show block from the looks group and from the motion group point in direction 0. When Alice is on the path in the woods, she walks, wanders, and her size is decreased by -10%. This is repeated 5 times using the repeat loop. To do that, we need to click on the control button and drag repeat 5 block. In there, we'll put the block wait 1 second from control. Move 5 steps from motion. Change size by -10% from looks. And think, where am I, for 3 seconds from looks. Then she'll wait for 5 seconds. Control. And set size to 100% from looks. We will change Alice's coordinate with the go-to block. And set the x coordinate to -187 and the y coordinate to -67. Broadcast is coming up with a message, meeting with cat. When rabbit receives message, meeting with cat, we set size to 80%. And say, Alice stops at the crossroad and wonders where to go for 10 seconds. Also he says, she saw cat on the tree for 8 seconds. broadcast is coming up with a message, Alice 1. At the beginning, cat is not visible, so you have to hide it and put it on the coordinates. On x, minus 74, and y to 101. When cat receives message cat1, it shows and says that depends a good deal on where you want to get to for 10 seconds. At the end, we have to change stage scripts to switch costume. First costume is start. When it receives message go to forest, it switches to forest costume, and when it receives message meeting with the cat, it switches to meeting costume. For more information, visit the project website. Thank you.